Hi everybody. Happy December.
Hello. December already.
It's December 29th, actually.
We apologize for the long delay.
We've been meaning to do another vlog for a while. So I just want to apologize that it's been so long. We've had a lot going on and we've needed to do this to really update everybody on where we're at. So start off, well, first of all, want to say we hope you guys had a very Merry Christmas, and we want to give a huge congratulations to the 4 IVF grant recipients this year from Ellie and Jared. And
exciting.
Yeah, so huge. You guys, welcome to the little IVF family. We're so excited for you guys. It's funny because like I feel like we were in shock for so long after we got ours just a year ago, and sometimes I don't feel like that shock has left yet. I still remember every feeling and every moment of finding out about that and how that felt, and just overwhelming. Just, yeah, so we know how you guys feel and we're so happy for you, and welcome to our little IVF family. And we're excited to get to know you more and support you through everything. So really, really exciting.
Fun stuff.
I really wanted to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I wanted to share this because this was just, our little IVF family is just incredible. The support that we get from everybody, the love to be able to talk with them, the encouragement and the hope that they share and give has just been priceless for me. I never really had that before going through all of this infertility stuff. So it's, if nothing else came from this, to have their friendship and their support and their love, it's just been incredible. So I got this in the mail the other day from Sweet Joan. John and Joan, you guys, we just love you so much. This, I gotta show you this. When I opened it and I saw this, I can focus on that. Can you see that? When I saw that, like, I just teared up. I just teared up. It just hit my heart so hard. Just Sweet Maeve, that sweet girl, her sweet little spirit, like she means a lot to us, and we just love her. And that was really, really sweet. But then this is what was inside the box, if you guys can see that. Like, how beautiful. Joan, I just want to say thank you. You're so sweet and thoughtful, and thank you. It was just so, I love it. Absolutely love it.
It means a lot to you, Joan, I'm sure, as well as to Angie here as well.
That's so sweet. Thank you. Also, they've, John and Joan, gosh, you guys, they're so selfless and they give so much. But they've also donated to help with our IVF meds, which I just can't even tell you how much that helps and how much that means to us.
Very grateful.
So also we got another package in the mail.
You know what else is pretty cool and pretty neat? So June and Keisha. How awesome is this? Here it is.
Blake is in love with the card, you guys.
Cool.
Like, it's
a little Christmas card.
He just, that's like his favorite thing ever. He just died over the card and loved it. And I am loving this, all these delicious goodies. Oh my gosh, these, the macadamia nuts, those are my favorite. They are,
Thanks you guys for sending these nice, wonderful treats.
Seriously?
We haven't eaten them yet.
I am saving mine for...
For when?
I'm saving mine for the 5th, because I get a big treat on the 5th. That's what I'm saving mine for.
Waiting.
So I'll tell you what's coming up on the 5th, guys.
I don't think it'll last that long. It will.
Just kidding. You guys, thank you, Keisha and June. Merry Christmas. We love you so much. Thank you. So we have so much to update everybody on.
In a little amount of time.
I know, I'm sorry. We've tried to film this a few times already, and I talk too much, and it's like over half hour long, and I really just don't want to edit that much. So So I'm just gonna try to go really fast and kind of update everybody on what we've been going through and what's been going on. I feel like I'm stuttering a little, sorry.
I do that too.
So, yes, you do. So November, so the last we filmed was October, just before Halloween. Had such a fun Halloween, seeing all our neighbors and everyone coming in trick-or-treating, and that was so much fun. And then after Halloween, I almost just kind of crashed a little bit. I just was overwhelmed with all this IVF stuff. My sister helped me make my first appointment for a lot of blood work that I needed to have done, and that was like the push I needed. I just needed help making that first appointment because I just was so overwhelmed. I was frozen. I feel like there's just so much on our plates and didn't know what to do first, and I just felt stuck.
So this first appointment came.
Well, so I did, no. First we went and had all the blood work done. Really happy to report that they did check my thyroid along with a bunch of other things. And I was really nervous for that because my thyroid had kind of crashed in, not kind of, it crashed in the summer, the spring and summer, and I was just so exhausted. And if you guys remember that was rough, but it flipped from being hyperthyroid to hypo. So lucky me, gained 30 pounds this summer from that.
So you've done well to overcome the downturn.
Yeah, so I got my results from that blood test, and she even commented on my thyroid results. My doctor commented that my thyroid levels look excellent. They're really good. So go from like 0, like my thyroid just wasn't functioning at all. Like it had crashed to now my levels are excellent. So really happy about that. And then got another blood test result back that I shouldn't have been surprised about, but it really caught me off guard. It just hit me really hard. My AMH levels came back really low for a woman my age, which we shouldn't be surprised by it. I think I just said that. So your AMH levels basically tell you what your egg reserve is. So I have a very, it's not, I don't want to say it's super low, but for a woman my age, it is lower than what they like to see. So with all the infertility treatments that we have been through over the last 13 years, it's really not a surprise. Then the next appointment we had was November 15th, and I went in for a trial transfer and a sonohystogram. I'll try not to go through too much detail of it. It was just not fun. I was dreading it and had a lot of anxiety, but felt like, okay, I can do this. I'll be brave. I can do this. And so they did the trial transfer first, and basically they put a catheter up through your cervix and they measure how far up it goes, and then if it like curves in any direction, and they note all the curves. So when you do have your embryo transfer, they know what to expect and where everything's at, basically. So
good orientation.
Yeah, so they started off with that, and oh my gosh, like I can still just
pain.
The minute that catheter hits your cervix, and like, oh yes, this resembles labor pains, and I'm like, oh, great.
Looking forward to that.
Oh, on top of this, so I had to be on birth control pills for at least 2 weeks before this appointment. So I've actually been on birth control for the last 2 months, and it is not fun. I remember taking my first pill, and the next morning I woke up so sick, and I was like, oh, I remember this feeling. Just all these emotions came back of 7 years of feeling that sick feeling. So I wake up super hungry but nauseous. I don't want to eat, but if I don't eat, then I get even more sick and I just would like to puke. So I have to find something I can make myself eat. And I'm kind of like that throughout the day. I feel sick all the time on it, and I really hate it. So I had to be on that before this appointment. So that wasn't fun. So I already had some emotional stuff, remembering all these things. I swear it's like this post-traumatic stress that just hits me from everything. It's been really hard. Anyway, so I when I felt the catheter hit my cervix, I was like, oh, I remember that feeling from all the IUIs and the last IVFs, and just like, it just took me right
not good
back.
Memories.
Yeah, really not good memories, and it just took me back to that, and I cried. I just cried, not because it hurt so much. I mean, it hurt, and maybe it was a little because of the pain, but a lot of it was just emotional. I just started to cry, and then I was embarrassed that I was crying. And I'm so grateful for our sweet doctor. She gave me some wonderful medication.
Was patient and gave you good meds.
She was very patient.
Continued on 45 minutes later.
Very kind. And this happy cocktail of medication helped me get through the rest of it. And so then they did the sonohystogram, which they stick in another catheter that has the balloon on the end, and so it blocks tubes and whatever, so that they then pump you full of like saline. And then they do an ultrasound, and pumping with the saline, they can see everything better to see if there's anything that shouldn't be in there, like polyps or endometriosis or anything like that. So this time they did, this is the first time I've ever had anything that they find something, but they did find a large polyp, and she said it was right where an embryo would implant. And
time to remove it.
Yay.
Put the little embryo there.
So I have that, and then there's a little bit of endometriosis on my left side. So we've scheduled surgery that I have to have done before we can do the IVF now, which another $2,000 later. We feel like it's so hard because it's like, oh, we save and save and
so much,
and okay, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna make it, we'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then IVF never goes as planned, so now we have to, that took over half of, well, it took half of what we had planned for meds.
The surgery is going to take a little chunk of change, and then the medication is a lot more than we expected.
Yeah, it's more than what they told us.
Yeah,
And then I also had an emergency room visit this summer right before we had insurance, and that took more than half of what we had for our IVF meds. So we just got wiped down to zero in the bank account
Whole
again.
world of fun. Who else is joining us?
Right?
Everybody else has been there too.
It just feels like I just can't, just feels like I can't make it happen. Anyway, so we have that scheduled for the 5th, and then we're supposed to start injections and start our IVF stuff, I believe, within the next week and a half or so.
Just shortly after the surgery?
Yeah. So they're gonna do an endometrial scraping. Doesn't that sound lovely?
You'll be put out for it. You'll be all right.
Thank goodness. Which is the only reason why I'm like, okay, I can handle this.
You're excited for this appointment.
And I get the happy cocktail before I go in again too. So, yeah. So I go in for that on the 5th. And they actually said the endometrial scraping, for some reason, they're not 100% sure, but for some reason doing the endometrial scraping actually helps an embryo implant. So we'll see what comes of that. So that gets us to today.
Today is December 29th.
Well, so before Christmas, I have to tell you, so Blake also had an andrology appointment, which if you follow us on Instagram, go check out that post because it was really funny.
For who? Yeah, for her.
You want to tell the story?
I don't want to tell any story.
So they wanted Blake to go in for an andrology appointment and to give a backup sample. And so we were downtown for our friend had just adopted a little boy that they had through foster care. So we were down at the LDS Temple downtown Salt Lake City, and we were there for the sealing, which was so amazing and so sweet. And so Blake was like, he took the day off from work for that, and he's like, since I'm already down there, I'll just make this appointment so I don't have to take more time off work.
Which is good, you know, have to do it all in one day.
Well, so my mom was with us because these are dear family friends. And so
Don't take your mother-in-law to an appointment like that. Enough said. It's funny for her.
It is so funny because I was telling my mom, like, well, Blake has an appointment we need to go to. And she's like, oh, what's the appointment?
Trying to push it off on to explain really what the appointment is. I just told her, oh, I've got to take my, my blood draws too.
She's like, yeah, I have to go for a blood draw. And I wasn't looking, because he looked at me. I guess you're looking at me like, blood draw.
My blood draw.
And I wasn't looking at him. I was looking down and I'm like, you're not going in for a blood draw.
Yeah, her mom knew exactly what we were going in for.
She knew what it was. You guys have to know, our relationship with my mom she is so wonderful.
Good enough to take her to one of these appointments.
She is just a good sport. She is hilarious. She's also a nurse, so none of this is like embarrassing or awkward or weird for her.
For me, not for her. Or, yeah.
It was just funny because totally didn't plan it, but she was with us down for this ceiling, so we had to take her to the appointment. Not like we're in the room with you for anything.
I know, it's just, well, awkward too, where you go to this place wearing a suit and tie, well, a shirt and tie.
I do, it's so funny. So Blake, we left him in that
yeah, left me to do.
They're like, do this, and then my mom and I went and talked with, we tried to find our nurse, but she wasn't in, but I've been trying to ask what is the exact amount for our meds. Like, they're like, oh, plan between this much and this much. I'm like, hey, we know what we're...
$4,000 and $6,000.
Yeah.
$1,000.
And I'm like,
100.
okay.
1,000.
So, they know. So, anyway, so Blake's doing his blood draw. And my mom and I are talking with our, well, she's not our nurse. I don't know who she was actually, but she went in and looked at our file, and we've been trying to get an actual amount. How much do I need to plan for these meds? And so she came, we went into the office with her. She looked in our file and she's like, you need to plan about $7,000. And my heart just sank. Like, I realized that the price of meds have gone up within the last 7 years since we've done our last IVF.
Likely, yeah.
And we're also needing more meds because of how my body responded last time to it. Didn't respond a whole lot. I constantly had to up all of my meds, and so I'm going to be on the highest dosage of everything. I just was like, what? I'm thinking between 4 and 6, crossing my fingers more closer to 4. And oh my gosh, especially now that I have to have this surgery, and now that we had this emergency room visit and our funds for this just got wiped out. So, oh my gosh, it still hits me. I just feel...
So in the meantime...
I know we've had some of our sweet friends and viewers on here that have said, was it April Scow? I think in particular was like, go open a GoFundMe, go do a GoFundMe. And I was like, oh, like, I wanted to, but then I was just like, I hate to say it, like, I don't mean to be prideful, but it is really hard to ask for money like this. I feel like we have been blessed so much with this grant in the first place. So to have to ask for more is just, I feel embarrassed.
That's hard, yeah.
To be honest, I feel really embarrassed. I felt like if we budgeted hard enough, if we saved hard enough and did all that we could, that we could make it and we would be okay. And oh my gosh. After that, my heart just sank and was like, we're not going to be able to do this. And so I finally just sucked it up and was just like, okay, I need to do, like, we have to do this. And Blake was like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Yeah, Blake's just, so we set up a GoFundMe to pay for these meds. And so we set it, and then I needed to walk away.
We've had the GoFundMe account open for, I think it's been 2 weeks now.
2? It's been a week.
It's been 2 weeks.
No, it's been a week.
It's been 14 days.
I tell you, I can't. I have to just. Blake has been watching it. Blake's been watching and all the donations and stuff. And my mom has been watching a lot, being very encouraged. And I just had to close it out and just...
14 days ago.
Okay.
Well, I just, yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's been that long, but I literally just had to just
let it do its thing.
I can't watch it. I can't look at it because right now I feel like my anxiety is really, really high. So I have to tell you, end of, like middle of November to like almost all of December, just had an absolutely amazing and wonderful experience. So I'm gonna share just a little bit of a very special experience that I've had. I don't even know how much to share because it is very sacred and very special to me. Nevertheless, I know that I have some very dear and sweet guardian angels watching out for me. And you know, go get Dash. Dash is scratching. He's not getting attention, so Blake's gotta go get Dash. And I'll tell my little story. We had quite a few experiences happen that are related to the IVF, but in a way that I never thought of. Basically, long story short, I know that my grandma has been with me for the last month and a half. I have felt her so strongly. I have felt her love, and I have had the most incredible feeling of peace and calm because of her. And I can't even find a way to explain it. My grandma was very dear and very special to all of us. She's been gone for 23 years now. And when Blake and I first got married, I used to actually pray that my grandma would get to spend time with our kids before they came down to us, because I wanted them to know of her. And just had some really, really very special spiritual experiences to know that she's... Now I can't say, I don't know if it means that we're gonna get a baby through this, or if I'm just gonna be okay if it doesn't work, but to have the most amazing feeling of peace and calm for the last month has been so needed, and I'm so grateful for it and for those special experiences that I've had. I needed it so badly, and I'm grateful. So I know I have some special guardian angels helping us out right now. That being said, so I've been feeling super calm and really good about everything, feeling like, hey, it's whatever happens, it's gonna work and it's gonna be okay. And then we find out about the meds and our timeline, and we're running out of time, and that calm, I'm fighting to keep that calm feeling because I'm really stressed out right now. You guys, I can't even begin to tell you my gratitude for every single one of you that has shared our GoFundMe link, for all of you that have donated, whether it's $5 or, you know, more. Every little bit adds up, and I feel so very humbled. You know, we sit back and felt like, how do we thank Ellie and Jared for the grant? And how do we thank Footsteps for Fertility and all of the donors? How do we thank them for giving us this opportunity and making this possible for us again? And now I find myself in a position where once again I feel like we have been blessed more than we deserve. by all of you. We would not be able to do these meds or do this IVF if it wasn't for you guys. We just couldn't. It's just... And I don't know how to thank you all. I don't know how to thank you. But I'm really grateful. So I have to tell you another story, a real special Christmas miracle, but I'm gonna get Blake because he needs to be here for it too. So Christmas Eve.
And yeah, and then just
I gotta tell you this one.
out of the blue on Christmas Eve, it was like
Hold on.
nearly midnight too.
So we'd finished Christmas Eve stuff and we're going to bed, and I was actually feeling really down. I was like, we're not gonna make it. We're just not gonna get these meds, and it's really hard. It's, again, this roller coaster of just the financial stuff for the meds and everything that we need to do. And one minute you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, and I'm so grateful, to we're not gonna make it, and I don't know how we're gonna do this, to oh my gosh, this is so great. And so it's back and forth and back and forth. And anyway, so Christmas Eve, we went to bed and I just was not feeling very hopeful. I was feeling really down, actually, because I knew Christmas morning was gonna be
like it always is.
Yeah, Christmas morning sucks for me, and I try to be positive, and but it's hard. I don't like Christmas Day. Anyway, so we were in bed and I was just starting to doze off, and it was probably around 12:30 on Christmas Eve, and you hear that?
That's my text message / emails alert.
So Blake, come here, Dash. So I hear that in the middle of the night, and I'm just like, whatever. I wouldn't even look at it. I'm tired. I go to sleep, and Blake, usually if he's trying to wake me up at night, he'll just be like, hey, are you awake? Or hey, Aunt, or something like that. And so I hear that sheep or whatever. Yeah, I hear that, and Blake scared me half to death. He's like, Angie, and it just, he never does that.
Yeah, she woke up too.
I was just falling asleep, so relaxed, and just jerked me right out of this feeling of falling asleep. And then I could hear Blake starting to choke up, and I'm like, oh my gosh. It really scared me, because actually we had learned what, the week before, 2 weeks before, that his grandpa had passed away. Which was really hard to hear, actually. And so I don't know, just to hear Blake get choked up, because he does not get choked up very easily, it scared me. I'm like, what? What's wrong? And he just said somebody just donated $2,000 to our GoFundMe.
Yeah, you get choked up on that one too. But for, you know, of course it was anonymous, but for someone to do that, do they know us? Do they not know us? You know, whatnot, but that's a chunk of change.
We just started crying, and just, I didn't know what else to do, so I just asked Blake, I'm like, we need to pray. We need to sit down and pray. So
just kneel down and give thanks.
Got out of bed and knelt down and bawled our eyes through a very heartfelt prayer of gratitude and thankfulness, and
just the generosity and you know, of others out there.
That was another Christmas miracle, that just when I felt like, oh, you guys, how do you even explain it? Like, it feels surreal to be experiencing this, and to feel the generosity and the love and the blessings that just keep coming.
So for those who have donated already, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And it definitely really means a lot to us. And so
much. So today I was supposed to order some meds. I had to order meds from, it's Freedom Fertility Pharmacy or something like that. I had to order the Gonal F and the Cetrotide. And so they've been calling me, and my nurse said we have to order those by the 29th, which is today, in order to have them in time for our IVF. And so we've just been praying and praying and praying that we would be able to get enough funds to do this. And I called today to get everything ordered and what I could do and what we're looking at for this much. And so I asked her, every time I ask, I'm like, how much is this going to be? How much is this going to be? I keep getting this like runaround of stuff of like, they don't want to tell you how much everything is. And I'm like, I need to plan. I need to know. And she didn't want to tell me how much these meds were today. And so I asked her, and she's like, oh, they'll call you back and tell you how much it'll be. And I'm like, you don't have an estimate? You don't know how much it's going to be? So she's like, well, I can tell you how much it is. So she told me, and just for the Gonal F and the Cetrotide, just 2 of the meds, it's $5,476.50. So I just feel like...
That's more than what we have already.
Yeah. I'm like, ugh. So I posted on Instagram to just kind of, I'm begging. I feel like I'm at a point now, like we are so short on time left that I am just begging for any little bit left. We're just a little over halfway there now. We're over halfway there. You guys, how do I even express my gratitude for all of you? I don't know. Like, Chantel, Neil, like, thank you. Nikki Garrett, Heather, Sheila Rodriguez, oh my gosh, like, Angela Jones, Amanda Mosley, you guys, Jonah Sanders, really, that really surprised me. Thank you. Heather Reed, thank you. You guys, there's so many, and we've had a lot of our sweet, amazing neighbors that have shared and helped us too. Say Trees, Bill and Jerry, thank you. Thank you so much. And Andersons, you guys, John, Heidi, Feston, you guys truly, Heidi, Terry, thank you. How do I just, every single one of you, how do I thank you? Kirsten Dawson, thank you. Jamie Scow, Rachel Miller, Jill Logsden, Jessica Brinkerhoff, oh my goodness, Heidi Barlow, you guys, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everybody for everything. Leslie Chamberlain, thank you. Thank you so much. Jade Sorensen, thank you.
Jessica Nelson.
Yes. Like everybody, just Joan Baldwin, John and Joan, like truly. Tony, oh my Tony. You guys, I'm so grateful, truly, truly grateful, but we are not done yet. I bought us another week to hopefully get the rest of the meds. So as of right now, we still don't have the full amount that we need just for those 2 meds. We need the Menopur is one, and the the progesterone that we need still, and an HCG. So we still need those. And I don't know. So I feel like right now I'm not going to be positive or negative. I'm just going to hold my breath. I don't know how else to do this, but please, if you guys can share this, or if you follow us on Facebook or Instagram, please share our GoFundMe page.
Well, what we'll do is we'll put a link in the description under the video.
Yeah, we'll put a link for
our
it down
GoFundMe
below.
account.
We had, I believe it was Blake's cousin, said on there, if everybody that followed us on Instagram donated $10, we would have more than enough. So just, you know, I know Christmas is over and everyone's going to be recovering financially, and you know, if nothing else, if it's $5 or $10, I've been so amazed and shocked at how much that has added up, with $5, $10, $15, $20 donations, $25. Like that's huge to us. It means the world to us, and we're so grateful. But we still have to push a little bit more. Dash is scratching. He's trying to get comfy.
Bedtime.
For us too.
Bedtime
And I know this video is long overdue. We just really wanted to share our gratitude and our love and truly an appreciation for this experience. Dash, he just had a drink and he just is gonna
cough. There, he's good now.
Okay, we're good. Should I keep that in there? Oh my gosh. Oh, Dashel, you wanna come
Might as
here?
well.
Come here, baby. Come here. Are you gonna go get Dash?
Oh, my bum's sore. Yeah, that too.
I need a pillow.